just knew that Kirk was going to be here. Kirk and Jack are friends, so obviously you know Kirk is going to be here. And what if she is here?
We didn't.
You just need to stop popping up. Like,
do you know me?
No, I don't know you, and I don't want to know. Bitch, I don't know you.
She doing too much, dude.
She don't want to know you. You don't care. Oh, yeah,
Castmates were shocked by the violent brawl between the Jamaican dancehall queen and the love and hip-hop Atlanta star, and fans were left buzzing after Jasmine's dramatic showdown on live TV. Reality TV just became a whole lot more exciting. It's widely regarded as one of the most horrific scenes in the history of the program, but let's find out what actually transpired to cause such mayhem and what was the tipping point that made Spice lose it.
First woman that's left with 2 children. I've been doing it for 14 years. I've been doing it for 16. Okay, with your son, I don't like you.
It's evident that Spice has been under a lot of pressure to balance the demanding dynamics of love and hip-hop Atlanta with her international music career. When you combine that with the unrelenting scrutiny from her fans and fellow cast members, it's no surprise that tensions were rising on the show. Spice is frequently viewed as a strong midlife figure, but even the most resilient people have their breaking points. Her fearless demeanor was that of a woman who managed stress from all sides, and this altercation appeared to be the outcome of all that resentment. Then there is Jasmine Washington, who has a talent for igniting conflict since joining the group. Jasmine's past is anything but quiet. Her relationship with Scrappy and previous involvements in the Atlanta scene have left her with a reputation as a contentious individual. The cast has always been divided over Jasmine's presence in the group. Some value her directness, while others view her as a troublemaker. On this particular occasion, Jasmine showed up at a gathering without an invitation, which caused some discomfort for Spice, who was already juggling her own personal issues. The appearance of Jasmine seemed like an unwanted interruption. It wasn't weeks of subtle jabs that left the tension between these two women unsolved. An undertone of hostility has been present throughout prior group meetings due to grievances and personality conflicts. Although the two had so far avoided a full-fledged altercation, Jasmine's remarks and demeanor seemed to irritate Spice. It was evident that the atmosphere changed the moment Jasmine entered the event. It started with a harmless remark from Jasmine, but for some reason, it struck a chord. Though they knew things would get heated, no one expected their tension to explode in the most dramatic way. Spice wasn't going to overlook the sharp, possibly purposefully provocative, remarks made by Jasmine. As the dispute heated up, Spice's voice became louder and her tone sharper, making it obvious that she wasn't just responding to Jasmine's comment, but also releasing weeks of frustration. Her response was a scathing remark that made it clear she wasn't in the mood to play nice. The other actors sat frozen, looking at each other uneasily. Some attempted to defuse the situation, but it was already getting out of hand. The atmosphere was tense, as if everyone could tell that something significant was about to occur. For her part, Jasmine didn't back down. Her retorts were equally as incisive. The back and forth swiftly devolved into a verbal sparring match that made everyone uneasy. And then came the unexpected but terrifying moment. Spice reached out and slapped Jasmine across the face during the heated dispute. The sound of the slap reverberated throughout the room, piercing the confusion and leaving a stunned silence in its wake. The other cast members' initial reactions were equally shocking. For a brief moment, it seemed like the whole room was holding its breath. This wasn't just a small argument anymore. It had crossed the line, and everyone knew it. Jasmine's hand went to her cheek as she stared at Spice in shock, her expression a mix of hurt and disbelief.
Me. And she never chased all them that she been taking all these years like this. It's just crazy. It's creeping me out. I don't know what she have up in her head, but I just need to stay far from her. I don't like this energy. It's giving obsession.
Everyone was stunned after the slap. Jasmine's normally strong behavior was disturbed, but she didn't back down. Instead, she demanded an explanation from Spice. She grasped her cheeks and stared at her with wide eyes, as if trying to absorb what had just happened. Are you serious right now? Spice, on the other hand, stood frozen for a moment as the tension in the room increased even more. You could see the flash of regret in her eyes as the reality of what she had done set in and her anger boiled over in a way that even she hadn't anticipated. But in typical Spice fashion, she didn't immediately apologize. Instead, she doubled down to defend her reaction by pointing out Jasmine's instigating behavior. "You pushed me too far," she snapped, her tone still defiant but tinged with guilt. Promptly intervened in an attempt to mediate before the situation worsened. Rashida was the first to speak, stepping between the two women and raising her hands. Her voice broke through the confusion, and Carly Red joined in, telling the two women to step back and consider the wider picture. "We have cameras rolling, so this is too much," she added, attempting to remind them of the stakes. As social media was already ablaze, videos of the fight went viral, with fans watching every second in real time on Twitter and Instagram. Arguments about who was at fault raged, with some fans siding with Team Spice, applauding her for defending herself and refusing to allow Jasmine to treat her disrespectfully, while others supported Jasmine, claiming that no amount of provocation justified. Physical with memes, thought pieces, and even hashtags like Team Spice and Team, the conflict swiftly gained popularity. In the days after the incident, Spice came to social media to reflect on what had happened. In an honest Instagram live, she acknowledged that the slap wasn't her best moment. But when the dust settled, both women had to face the fallout from that episode. Spice also admitted that weeks of tension on and off the show had driven her to a breaking point, saying, "I'm human, but I know I shouldn't have let it get to that level." Her candor struck a chord with some fans who valued her readiness to take responsibility for her actions, but Jasmine wasn't content with Spice's explanation and took to. She posted a series of Instagram stories on social media, expressing her frustration that no one should be treated disrespectfully in that way. She claimed that Spice had been provoking her for weeks and that everyone has a breaking point, and that Jasmine had called out Spice for using violence. She demanded accountability, saying that an apology alone wasn't enough and that actions have consequences. Many people wondered if she planned to take further action against Spice. One person remarked, "Jasmine has been pushing buttons, and she finally got what was coming." On the other hand, Jasmine's supporters maintained that physical violence was unacceptable under any circumstances and that Spice needed to learn to control herself. Retreat another. A user's reply sparked yet another round of contentious discussions. Conversations concerning the nature of reality TV drama were also rekindled by the fight. Some fans pointed out that the show's producers rely on inciting tension among the cast members, and incidents like this are almost inevitable. Others criticized the cast for engaging in stereotypical aggressive confrontations, claiming that these incidents overshadowed the women's accomplishments and contributions. As emotions subsided, both Spice and Jasmine would be held accountable for their actions, but the damage already done between Spice and Jasmine serves as a reminder of the emotional toll reality TV can take on its stars. Dispute every rip and every error in a competitive and somewhat ruthless setting. Cast members frequently feel pressure to remain relevant. This is what occurs when producers push the bear excessively. As one fan wrote on Twitter and another added, "Even if we find reality TV fascinating, they must find it draining." As one Instagram user put it, "People forget that these are real humans with feelings. Not everything is for ratings." This incident also blurs the line between entertainment and real life, so even though fans watch the drama, it's evident that the conflicts we see on screen aren't always scripted moments like Spice's outbursts that reveal genuine frustrations and emotions that extend beyond the show's plot. Claimed that such conduct creates a risky precedent. There is a difference between turmoil and disdain for Spice and Jasmine, according to a viewer who once stated that reality TV needs to reconsider what it's promoting. This clash is more than just entertainment. It's a glimpse of the unvarnished, unadulterated world behind the cameras. The confrontation between Spice and Jasmine has had a significant impact on the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta cast, their fans, and the reality TV community. The heated argument and shocking slap revealed the two women's bitterness and the system that profits from their suffering. It also raises questions about how much responsibility producers and networks bear for creating environments that are in tension and conflict. It's your turn now to discuss whether you think Spice's reaction was justified, whether Jasmine pushed her too far, or whether both women crossed the line. The tensions between the two women, as well as the emotional strain of living their lives in the public eye, have sparked a new conversation about the nature of reality TV and how much is too much. To keep up with all the crazy moments from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, remember to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments below.